Damaging everything. Oh my gosh. For our next key, we got a... Oh no.
Alright, time for a plus 16. Let's go. I'm very nervous about this key, but we will see how it goes. I'm gonna just pull these first 2 packs. I'm not gonna go crazy with it. These 2 packs by themselves are gonna hurt a lot. I'm gonna get my Kyrian file now. Use my Kyrian ability. We have Fort Brew rolling. We'll go ahead and Celestial Brew. I'll try to taunt these animated weapons. And I'll use my Ox. I should have probably used Dampen Harm instead of Ox, because ideally you want to separate Ox and your Kyrian ability. They don't stack very well. Dampen Harm here. Egg Smash again. Breath of Fire. Pull it all towards the Lantern, because we still have plenty of time to kill it on the Lantern. And then I'm going to try to face these frontals into the corner here on the wall. And then each time that the frontal happens, I just move out of the way. And then we move back. And then that way all of the frontals are just going into the exact same spot. So I'm just essentially moving right back. And then here I can just like face into the wall here. Same thing, we just step out. And take it over here if we feel like this side's getting too dangerous with all the traps. And now we just face it into this corner. And there we go. Pretty good. Didn't get a refresh at the end there, and we lost 2 people, so they lost all their stacks. But that's not the end of the world. We also didn't end up lusting there. Before the key started, I did mention that I wanted to lust there, but since we didn't use it, we'll just have to... we'll probably just lust on the boss at this point, honestly. I just do a very strange Sanguine Depths route when I'm pugging, so I like lusting at the very beginning, because it takes a long time before we actually get to the first boss. Because we kill everything on the way there. I'll just lust here. It's not ideal. It's going to make it line up poorly later on, but that's okay. This pack is usually pretty dangerous. I'm going to try to make sure I get aggro on Okay, this is dying very, very fast, so I'm going to just bring the Brute and this Dirt Cruncher into the next pack. We'll just go pull all of this stuff. Celestial Brew. Try to target the Relic. Leg Sweep here. On Ooh, that hurt. Use my Trinket here. Okay, I'm gonna go right into the next pull. Oh, we're just sending our pet in. Big Celestial Brew here, and then once the Celestial Brew Absorb goes away, I'll go ahead and Fort Brew. Paralysis to interrupt that one. It's very late. I could have done that sooner. And then we'll regular kick. Target the Brute and taunt him back in. I'm going to Hellstone here for the slam, because that's going to hurt really bad. Kyrian ability here. And then we have Celestial Brew back up. Kick that. Spamming Purify after those slams. That gives me a lot of stagger. Kill myself. And here we go. And a Celestial Brew for this first headbutt. Use Trinket here. Want the boss back in so they stack up. And I'll dampen harm here because I have the hitting me, and I'm going to get a vicious headbutt here, so that's going to be pretty painful. And I spam Purify after the headbutt. Gonna save Celestial Brew here since we have the relic. And just absorb my orb. Use our Celestial Brew and our Ox here. This next headbutt. And Purify again after the headbutt. Help soak this. Canceled it. Just use my curing ability here just to get it on cooldown pretty much. Taunt the boss back into the hunter's stuff on the ground. And we have Celestial Brew for this headbutt. Or actually for this smash. I forgot that a smash happens first. Teleport back into my orb. And we don't really have anything here, so I will just use a Zen meditation for this headbutt. It's pretty bad still. Health pot. I believe that works. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe the headbutt cancels it before the damage reduction happens. It's hard to tell. Excuse me. Trinkets, Celestial Brew. And we touch a death. Oh, I did it a little bit too early. That sucks. Tell them to wait here. I'm going to invis pot through and aggro the gargoyle here. And then I'll taunt him all the way through, aggro all of this stuff, and teleport outside. Use Dampen Harm. And we'll use Celestial Brew now. Leg sweep here to interrupt these. We did not dodge the bleed, and I do not have a curing file, so we have to be very careful here. I'm going to Health Stone. Going to Ring of Peace to help interrupt those a little bit. I'll heal myself. Heal myself again. Hopefully we dodge this time, because I'm going to die if I get hit. We dodge that time. Still in a lot of trouble. I'm going to just Fort Brew. Got a Soul Stone also, so that's good. Interrupt that. Did not dodge that, so I'm going to stay still. I'm going to Celestial Brew for the bleed. I summon my little curing guy again just to get more potions. Heal myself. Let's see if there is any bats out here flying by. And we're going to bring these imps into the next pack. Teleport away. Go into this pole, and we're going to just hopefully lantern right away. This pole is very, very scary, so I'm going to try to use everything I can to live. We're going to Celestial Brew, Hearing Ability, get the imps in here, and then we'll just leg sweep immediately so that they don't blast all of us. I'm going to also just use my Ox, because I need to pretty much just use literally everything to survive here. As long as we can survive this, then we're pretty much good to go for the next, like, 3 minutes in the dungeon. It's literally just this pole that threatens to, like, wipe the party, so if we can just survive this, then the rest of the poles are fairly simple. We make sure that these die in the urn. We'll bring them this way a little bit more. And then pull the next pack in. Kind of a awkward positioning here. He's attacking way too soon. Probably could have helped him not die there if I would have, like, did a proper keg smash. I think I missed my keg smash on the Overseer, but I didn't get very much threat on it. Just Tiger's Lust myself to break myself free of that. Can also LOS around the corner right here, but there was Sanguine, so I was just in the mindset of pressing Tiger's Lust for it. But we can, like, tank the Overseer right here, and then we can LOS on the Lantern when that ability happens, or we can do it here as well. So I can, like, tank the Overseer right here on the corner, and when he does the chains, I would just go stand right here and LOS him on the wall. Alright, then we're gonna go kill this pack. Use Celestial Brew early here, bring them into the corner. Help kick. Use my Trinket here just for the melees. And then I'll go ahead and leg sweep when it's up. There we go. And then before these die, I'm going to Ring of Peace them into the corner over here. I'll interrupt this one and bring it away so that it's not in the Sanguine. I'm just going to tank this chain because I'm tanky enough, and we have 10 stacks of the buff that just expired. But if you can tank the chain, it is nice because then it won't cast, the Overseer won't cast any other abilities, which can be really nice for your group. Go in here, pull this guy. This guy is a big tank hitter, so we need to be careful. We use our Kyrian ability. And the sweeping slashes will always go towards a ranged DPS, so we just stay on the opposite side of where the range are. Starting to hurt pretty bad. I'm gonna health pot there. I'm gonna Zen med. I'm gonna die. I'm running. Using my Ox. I'm just kind of panic pressing stuff. We have Dampen Harm up now. I'll try to save this Celestial Brew just a little bit. Yeah, we'll just save it for the next pull. We actually are totally fine to go into the next pull, so I'll just grab this stuff. And we will bring it up this way. Now I will Celestial Brew. I'll hit it all and grab aggro on it. And taunt what we were missing. And then I will Fort Brew and stand around the corner here so that they all come around the corner. And they're nice and stacked up. I did not get my Expel Harm off. That was really unfortunate. I don't know who that went on. Tiger's lost the Priest to break him free. I couldn't track the debuff, so I couldn't see who got it. I could have saved that. Just trying to get aggro on these, but it is not working out very well. I'm gonna run around the corner over here. I do not have Tiger's Lust back up for him. Need to run, and I'm not going to be able to. Yeah, we just wiped there. That's okay. We just go again. That was just my fault. I made that really messy. Didn't keep aggro on stuff, and then it just kind of got out of control from there. And not being able to track the debuff of who had the Barb Shackles did not help. If I would have broke the Priest out sooner, we probably would have been okay. At least we got one of the scribes. That's something, I guess. Just taking this very slowly, gonna just do one pack at a time pretty much. We also don't have a curse to spell, so we have to be really careful of those Remnant of Furies. Ideally we just interrupt the Explosive Anger casts. That can be really deadly on a 16. Touch of Death that and run this over here. Celestial Brew here. Explosive Anger went off again. On the Rogue, he cloaked it off. That's really good. Interrupt that Stone Skin. Celestial Brew here. Bring a piece to Scribe so that it's in range of the Lantern. And then ideally we kill this pack fast enough and then drag the next pack back here into the Lantern as well. So that is going to be the goal that we're going to try to go for. Interrupt that Stone Skin again. Use Fort Brew here. Walk this out. Blow us the Scribe so she walks out of the Sanguine. Got hit by the Bleed again. I will just Kyrian File this Bleed since we're not going to need it for anything else. Definitely not going to have time to drag the next pack all the way back here, but that's okay. What I can maybe do, we might have enough time, is I grab it. No, there's no way we kill it in time. Yeah, no, we just kill it here. There's no point in dragging it back. It's okay. We just have a 3-stack for the boss, if it's even up by the time that we get to the boss. Did not get the use out of it that I was hoping, but that's okay. Should have just called for it a little bit later and it probably would have worked out better. Okay, that Barb Shackles went. Okay, now I see the debuff. I think it's because Grievous was like overlapping it or something, it looks like. As the Warden dies, we bring a piece those out. Celestial Brew here. Knocked her out of the Sanguine, so I'll just go stand on the opposite side. We'll just lust here. I wanted to lust the next boss, but we missed our second lust, so that's okay. And 3, 2, 1, we go. You can stand in this first circle. It doesn't apply the curse if you're standing close enough. And we'll leg sweep this manifestation. We'll taunt the manifestation. Gonna save Touch of Death for one of the more difficult manifestations. We're gonna move this way. Gonna keep moving. Take the boss a little bit further. We have the buff now, which is very good. Ideally we overlap her with one of the ads spawning, but this is fine too. This boss is gonna melt anyways, because we have Lust on it. But I like to lust the next boss on Fortified Weeks, because the next boss is actually like more difficult on Fortified Weeks than Tyrannical Weeks. I'm gonna probably Touch of Death this sad, because we are looking pretty not too good right now. So there's Touch of Death. I could have done that a lot sooner. I forgot that my health is so much higher than before. Or do we not have any B-reses? That's not good. That is not good for the next boss. Not having B-reses on third boss in Sanguine is actually very scary. If we don't have B-reses, this the Warlock just needs to be soulstoning himself. Ouch, this hurts. I'm gonna kill boss here. I think we were like split up on killing the boss or the ad there, so we kind of got messed up. And then I usually pull these with the boss, but because I'm such low eye level, I definitely did not want to do that. So we'll just pull them separately. Use Dampen Harm in my trinket here because these hurt a lot. And then when they rage here, we can use Ring of Peace just to kind of keep them back, and then still use Keg Smash and Breath of Fire. Still hitting them with Refreshing Jade Wind while staying out of range mostly. Haunt this other higher health one so he gets ahead so he doesn't get healed by the Sanguine. And then that is it. You're going downstairs. think I might have missed something. It seems like I might have missed something. You were usually, if I remember correctly, we're usually above 75% on this route. I don't know what I could have missed though. So we'll just go for it. It is fortified this week, so I'm gonna take this slow and just do these 3 on this side and then the other 2 on the other side. We have plenty of time to work with, so it's not about like rushing through the dungeon. Technically we could like try to race for a +2, but I would much rather just time the key. I would be more than happy with that. Timing at 16 is very ideal on this item level. It's really nice, so I'm more than happy with just taking it slow and making sure we time the key. All it's going to really come down to is not wiping on bosses at this point. Otherwise we are totally fine on time and damage and stuff. We'll go over to the other side now. Leg sweep those since we don't have an interrupt yet, and then I'll interrupt. And then I can ring a piece again for another interrupt. There we go. And then I can paralysis for another interrupt. And then I can regular interrupt again. Got overlapped by the rogue, that's fine. You need to start utilizing Clash more for priest buff, please. Okay, and then we go.
How dare you interrupt my research?
Celestial Brew for every one of these iron spikes, along with another cooldown if we have it available. And we probably take 2 of these orbs for our item level. Gonna Zen Med that first one as well, just to get it on cooldown. Find a use for it while I have the debuff on me. Yep, this is what I was worried about. 3 deaths already. That's not good. It's technically we could either B-res 2 people or we could just wipe and go again. I think we wipe and go again. I don't think it's worth it to use 2 B-reses and then potentially still die to this boss, so we're just gonna wipe. Cloak the first set, the turtle second, the cloak third or fourth. And my Kieran files again. Well, worst case is we still time the key if our lust comes back up and we wipe again, and then we get to lust this boss, and then we still have lust for last boss. It'll just be like a really tight timer at that point, but that's okay. We are still totally fine. It's literally just need to kill the bosses, and the dungeon will time itself. Alright, here we go. Probably should have gotten a food buff real quick, but that's okay. I'm just gonna kill Woe, because Woe on this boss is actually incredible. Like, it is so nice to have Woe on this boss. The 15% damage reduction actually makes a huge difference. It really does make a big difference. Gonna Zen Med, or actually I don't have Zen Med, oops. I can heal myself. Now we have Woe for a minute of this fight, and it'll overlap with like the next 2 sets of debuffs, which is just, it's almost like we all get an extra orb for free. It's really, really big. I think that's the play on this boss fight, honestly, is taking Woe. I only need 1 orb since we have Woe. Let them run around and grab others. They didn't pick some of them up, so I'm just going to grab some of them. These are Ox. And I'll try to find moments to off-heal here if there's no stuff on the floor. Celestial Brew and Dampen Harm here for this Iron Spike, since we don't have a big Celestial Brew.
My patience is wearing thin. The light shines even here.
Grab. Just one orb is fine. There we go. Easy peasy.
Left to discover.
I mean, less at the start of the gauntlet and then again on the last boss, probably. Just to be safe. The first pull in the gauntlet is also going to be very deadly for me. I'm going to use the barrier here so I can stand in the traps. We just don't have to worry about them. More traps. Can't stand in that one. Beast will do it for us. I'm going to try to save like all of my defensives and cooldowns and stuff. Bring and piece those out. Interrupt that one. And then we shroud here. Shroud.
Have ever escaped the Sanguine Depths, and neither will you.
It's probably gonna end up pulling that. Are we good? Okay, looks like good. Okay, we go into this pull. This pull is very, 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 very scary. Go in. We're gonna Fort Brew. I'm gonna drop the barrier immediately. I'm gonna try to grab aggro on things. Hearing ability. Leg sweep. Celestial Brew, so that the healer does not have to think about healing me whatsoever. Stay as healthy as possible. Oh no, we hit these back mobs. This is actually so bad. I cannot tank these. Somebody is a bit greedy. We're gonna use Dampen Harm here. And we'll drop the barrier. Yeah, that's also why we don't want to pull those back mobs, is because they just drop Sanguine and then the boss full heals. Pull these out. Ask them not to pull. Unless it was an accident, it was like one of my chi waves or something. I didn't notice, so maybe it's something we look back at just to make sure. But I'm pretty sure that was just a case of like the hunter, whatever it's called, using tricks on me. Oh no, we don't have invis pots. Are you kidding me? Alright, well, looks like we're just gonna have to kill the next pack then, which is super, super unfortunate because this pack takes forever to kill and it's super obnoxious. Alright, we just go into this pack and fight it. This pack is so annoying. I have no CDs for it or anything. Use my curing ability. I should have definitely done the trick where you pull only 2 of them, and we got the bleed. That is so doomed. Please get me out of here. Please get me out of here. Please get me out of here. And just run by myself. Tiger's left somebody. He's out of range, so I can't. I die. Dampen Harm. Nope. Might be it. If we tag this guy on the left here, just the Overseer, it will only pull the Overseer and the Mist Dancer. if I'm correct about that. So we'll go ahead and do that. Yeah, there we go. So just the Mist Dancer and the Overseer get pulled. And then we're going to bring these to the other wall, because I messed up and aimed those really poorly. Tiger's List myself, so I don't have to move. And then we're just going to aim all of the Echoing Thrust into the wall here. Looks like we're taking some good damage here. Steel Brew. Come out this way. Keep facing the thrust into the wall. Face the next thrust in the wall. Touch of Death here. I still used it too early. I wonder if there's a weak aura or something where it shows you like if your target is lower HP than your max HP. That would be very useful. Hopefully we dodge this next one, because I'd rather not get another bleed. Otherwise I'm probably going to have to use something. Okay, we dodged it. Absolutely skill capped. There we go. Taking a lot of damage. Hurts. Ring and piece these away. Go into this pull right away, and we press the barrier again. As long as we press the barrier right at the start of the pull, it will always line back up for when we need it again. Use our Ox here. Gonna be taking a lot of damage again. I'm gonna health pot. Move her out. Lantern. Barrier. Unfortunately, didn't call the lantern early enough. Usually we want it before we do this whole pull. And we get stacks from the initial pull. That's okay, we can still build stacks from all these dogs and stuff. Gonna just get these acolytes aggroed. Try to interrupt them. Don't have Ring of Peace up, so I don't have any other way to move them except maybe LOSing them a little bit around this wall. Looks like that works just fine. And we'll just take these into the next pull. Again, we'll use barrier right away as we step into the pull. So I'll go in, I'll keg smash, I'll barrier. We use our trinket, we use our celestial brew. And then we'll leg sweep, we'll hit the taunt. I'm going to try to save Dampen here, ideally, for the next pull, especially now that we have the buff. Same thing with Celestial Brew, we can just go into the next pull with a big Celestial Brew and Dampen harm. And we should not need this. Yep, I'm not going to use it. She's going to phase. Then we go into the next pull, we Keg Smash, we Barrier, we Celestial Brew. And then I'll wait a little bit, and then I'll Dampen harm. Interrupt those animate weapons. I missed one, so we'll Dampen harm here. And if I get the bleed, we're going to immediately cleanse it, probably. We just lost our priest, so that's not very good. Still heal me for a little while, though. Use my Ox just for extra damage to get this pack dead. Skirmishers are dead. There we go. Then we just need to heal or res the healer. Oh, you released. That's actually so unfortunate. Alright, I think we do this pull without the priest. I just use barrier and a bunch of cooldowns and stuff, and we should be okay. Hit them, have them come outside. We use the barrier. Use our trinket. Don't stand in the traps. We use Celestial Brew. Use our heal on cooldown. Now we have like just enough time to kill the boss. It's gonna be really close though. Especially because the priest still has to run all the way back here. I accidentally stepped in a trap, so this is not looking good. Heal myself a little bit. And we'll heal up the warlock because he has some grievous stacks. And then I'll get a food buff while we wait. Blessed on pole. Beast buff again. And let's go. Alrighty, here we go. Can we kill it in 2.5 minutes? I think so. Should die pretty quick. We have a lot of damage. Make sure we kill her. A Hellstone here, because I'm already pretty low HP and taking a lot of damage. Fort Brew as well, I guess. I'm just dying, like falling over when Ur's alive. Since I have Ur buff here, I'm going to use my curing ability so I can just spam keg smashes and get the huge, like 36% damage increase or whatever on call, and then it'll just, I'll be doing crazy damage, like crazy tank damage. Deep Breath of Fire on the target. Keep spamming Keg Smash. I'll go ahead and use Dampen Harm here and another Celestial Brew. Please don't die, I beg you. Please don't let me die, I beg you. Get ready to put down the barrier quickly because we have a lot of bleeds here. Down right here. Go, bring the boss out into the middle again. I have no cooldowns really, so I have to be really careful about how I use my spells here. I think I'm going to just try to like save Expel Harm for big healing. And I'm just going to off heal a little bit. Use a health pot here just to top off. Go, go, go. Don't get a touch of death on this boss, which really sucks, but so be it. Another Celestial Brew coming up here. There we go. Get our curing files again because they're off cooldown. Walk in, barrier. Please nobody die. We're gonna time it. We're gonna time it. We're gonna time it. We timed it. Very nice. 16 Sanguine timed. At 239 eye level as a tank with the worst trinkets imaginable. Please get an item. Still no items, man. Oh boy. This is getting more and more difficult. Need ring. Please me. Thanks. Goodbye for the group. GG's. We got another ring. Let's go. And it's actually huge. So we have pretty much 2 best in slot rings. I would pretty much consider these. So that is really, 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 really good. We are very, very happy with that. And now we have a plus 17 mist. Do we try the 17 mist? Is that doable? I don't know if it is. The maze hurts pretty bad, but I feel like Sanguine Fortified is way harder than Mist Fortified. Like Mist we could just take slow and not do anything weird in the maze and not do any crazy pulls at the end. And I feel like we would be totally fine. Like we had 27 deaths and we timed this. Man. I mean, I am 239 eye level. So yes, it's not ideal. Alright, but now we are no longer 239 eye level. We are instead 241 item level. And we could even upgrade these rings a little bit if we wanted to. So I might do that just to get some extra stats, especially stamina. And then, because I was initially saving all my valor for a weapon upgrade, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. We're not getting very lucky with loot. But I won't complain because we did get these 2 huge rings, which are both first and our best stats and everything like that. So that's really huge. All right. We will try the Mist of Tirna Scythe.
All right, we lowered the Mist of Tirna Scythe that I got, the 17 Mist. We lowered it to a 16 after timing the Sanguine, and now we're going to just queue up for that and try to run it. So I'm kind of just taking whoever queues up, so we'll just take this rogue. I'm fine with that. And then it looks like we have our group assembled. We got a priest, we got a warlock, we got a hunter, and we got a rogue. All right, here we go. Plus 16 Mist. I did let the group know that we're going to be shrouding past all these mobs, so hopefully we don't mess that up or anything. I put some markers down to help everybody get through it, so hopefully the markers are still there. Yeah, they are. Awesome. So we'll just all mount up. And then we will shroud through. The priest is not mounted up, so we have to be slow. Wait. Oh, that sucks. Well, we are not in combat at least. Not like this. Oh, are they making it through? It looks like they're. Cool. Looks like we have recovered and we're good to go. Just wait to make sure everyone's over here okay. Looks like we're good. Pick this one in. Go sober right away. Up our curing ability. This mob hurts a lot. A leg sweep. A healthstone. Paralysis interrupted that time, and then we'll Ring of Peace to interrupt it again. And then regular kick it. Port brew. Still healing myself. Focusing the harvester because that's what hurts. Make sure we don't kite this out of the wild spirits. And then what we do with these guys is we bring them down with us. And we just fight them down here in this room, because then while we are fighting them like this as a tank, we can kite them into the room, and I can just eat these purple mushrooms to heal myself to full. And I can kind of just bounce around to each purple mushroom and continue healing myself every time I need healing. Like here, we just sit here for a second, we dampen harm, and we purify. It's like, okay, I want to heal. We go to the next mushroom. This is especially useful when you do a big pull at the start or something and you don't have defensive cooldowns to survive these guys because they hurt a lot. And then we can roll over to this one over here. Do a little bit of off healing here since now we're not taking double melees, so now we can off heal and not have to worry about ourselves as much. Eat this last purple mushroom, and then now we finish up with a green one for like our last heal, and then that gives us the agility buff. And we don't want to eat any of the green ones first, because then if you eat a purple one after a green one, it will override it and make it to where you don't get the benefit, which definitely sucks. So eat it now. Kyrian file here. There's some healing. Still purifying. Use our Kyrian ability again. Cool. There we go. Waiting for the priest. Should be good because we're gonna kill her anyways, so don't necessarily need to drink for mana. I don't know if they're just getting food buff or something, but that was a very early lust. That's okay though. It'll work. It'll probably still carry over for the entire burn, and that's all that really matters. We just ideally want to kill her here before the burn starts. A little unlucky, but that's alright. Or should still die during the burn. No, it's gonna be like as the burn ends, we're pretty much gonna get it. 5 seconds of the burn we get, or 4, that's fine. We take that. Yeah, that's plenty of damage. We can kill it in the next phase, I think. I'm gonna face this away from the group so that the range don't have to worry about dodging the frontal. These are Ox. We have our Kyrian ability coming up. We keep these together so they get cleaves. We'll kick that. Kyrian ability. And we go into the next burn. Do not have Touch of Death, but we should be okay. I think we do enough damage. It's melting. Just gonna tell them to pull through the wall for this next pack that's down here. We unfortunately cannot do it. I think there is a way to do it with your Ox statue or something like that, or your Nizao. I don't know how it works though, or Dave, I guess we call him. Pretty sure there's a way to do it with that. I've heard about it, but I have no idea how to do it, so we're just gonna ask the pet classes to do it for us. I don't know if they're going to. They might not know. Okay, yeah, he's sending the Warlock pet through, I think. It looks like it. No. He's just attacking them. Alright. We just don't do it. That's okay. I did not see where this collar went, so we are going to run around and solve this maze really fast. I believe it is this one here. Oh, now he's sending the pet through. Doesn't really matter because we're going that way anyway, so technically it's faster to just open this up and fight them in there. Oh no, the stun. Okay, his pet came back, that's fine. We just go that way and fight that stuff anyways. It's a full flower, no circle. Full leaf with the circle. I'm gonna wait till they do a spear flurry and then I'll go ahead and move to the next one to try to solve this. Flower. Oh, I did not purge that in time, that's not good. Just use my trinket and my fort brew. Gotta save other stuff. I don't remember the puzzle anymore. I think it's the empty flower with a circle, full flower with no circle, full leaf with the circle. Okay, full leaf. Okay, so it's this one down here. Got a little bit lost there, but we made it. And check the solutions again. That's an empty leaf with no circle, or with a circle. So it's a flower without a circle is what we're looking for. It's just gonna be over here. Easy enough. Bring and piece these out of the Sanguine. Try to face the Spear Flurries into like a nearby wall or something so that the DPS and healer don't have to worry about randomly having to dodge it or anything like that. And same thing when we turn a different direction, we ideally want to go into a space where we're not going to turn into the player. So like here we get a Spear Flurry, so I'm just going to turn the mob into the next closest wall while dodging it myself, and then I'll immediately turn them back into the wall. And it casts this one, same thing. So instead of going like this way, I make sure that both Spear Flurries are going away from the group. You have to be mindful that they don't line up very well, so a lot of the Spear Flurries will happen at different different timings. Full leaf, no circle. It's back left, which means it's like back there. Leg sweep that since there's multiple casts going off. And the Spear Flurries into the nearby wall. I'm going to piece these out of the Sanguine since it's in the middle of a Spear Flurry. Full flower with the circle. Okay, it looks like the auto solver is just solving it at this point, so I'll just mark whichever one they say is the correct answer, and then we go through there. Ouch. That does start to hurt a little bit. I'm going to piece these out of the Sanguine. That one's going to be pointed at the group. I was about to paralysis it to interrupt it, but next time I can do that a little bit quicker. Got the Night Blossom here. It'd be ideal to pull through the wall, but I'm not going to worry about it. I will ask them though. Pull through this wall. We'll see if they do it. If they don't, it's not the big deal. If they do, then it's just a benefit for us. Our curing ability, dispel ourselves. I believe you can dodge these bites from the Night Blossom, but I think we're okay. But the triple bites, you can just like get out of range, and they won't hit anyone. They'll just cancel the ability. We can just roll out every single time that the ability is happening. Gonna stay in for this one and start solving the maze. What did they say it was? I don't know what they said it was. So let's get this one. Yeah. Alright. Their ox. Second left, which is right here. Does that mean we get boss next? Yeah, we have boss next. Gonna leg sweep here, multiple casts going off, and the fucking rampage. Interrupt that heal. We're gonna piece these out. Paralysis that so it walks out of the Sanguine, and then we keep moving it because it's going to start casting again here soon. Touch of Death it. And we're going to pull through the wall over here. You pull this back. Fort Brew. No stuns or anything at the moment. I guess my paralysis did end up coming up. I tried to use it, but I don't think it was up when I tried to press it. And then even though I would like a little bit more percent with like one more pack or something, I'm just not going to worry about it. We're just going to get it after or before the boss because we have plenty of time. So there's no point in like trying to confuse people because I've already asked like, you know, a couple times now for us to pull through the walls, and obviously we don't have anybody who knows how to do it, so that's okay. We just don't worry about it in that case, and we just take it nice and slow and time the dungeon. That's all that really matters. You don't need to like +2 it or anything, so I'm probably just going to lower it back down to a 16 again. Probably just going to farm 16s this whole week for the vault. And the only reason I farm 16 is just in case we don't time it, then I end up with a 15. Instead of lowering my keys to a 15, trying a 15, something goes bad, and now all of a sudden we have no key and we have to like work our way back up. Because that is not ideal. So it's better to just do a 16. Oh, there goes our healer. We have a B-res. It's okay. Taunt her. And we go into this first intermission, which we should have for, depending on when it dies. I'm dying. I heal myself. That was really bad of me. I'm gonna let myself start drowning there. I believe it's the leaf over here. Grab that patty cake. I'm hitting this color here. That's not ideal. You'd like to be hitting the clone. And keep kiting the boss a little bit away from that bullpen so that our melee don't have to stress about it. Leg sweep that bullpen. And it looks like it's the no circle. So we interrupt the boss and then we start running this way. We can taunt her so she runs over to us a little bit quicker. Use our trinket here because we don't have to move around very much for the meantime. Paralysis this. Interrupt. And as tempting as it's going to be to pull everything down here and do like really big pulls and stuff, I'm probably just going to take it incredibly slow. Because there's no way we don't time this key unless like something goes wrong, so I think it's more important to just play it really safe. It looks like it is the leaf. I think she's gonna do a patty cake here, so I'm gonna stay a little bit close. Because if you outrange her, she will patty cake the closest player to her, which is obviously not very fun for your other players in the group. Wait for the execute, which is at 71. There we go.
Let's do it again!
The time for play has passed. The winds urge us forward.
Okay. No more myths. Hey! This doesn't look right. It doesn't look right at all.
Just gonna tell them to get we're gonna get Vi here just for extra damage on the next pack because it'll almost be like a little mini lust that we can use. Bow is obviously really useful too, but I think Vi is more useful in this case in particular, like in this bug, because we're doing this really small pull and then I can do like a double. I think it's just better to have Vi buff for the next pull. We don't have lust or anything. We have no interrupt for that. We'll use my Ox here. And we'll use our big defensive cooldowns for the next pull. I should have a big Celestial Brew by the time we're done with this. Alright, run over here. I'm gonna lose my Celestial Brew stacks. Use them right now. Which is actually kind of pointless. I shouldn't have done that. They're literally just gonna expire before the mobs even start attacking me. Get a very small amount of use out of it. We'll Fortify Brew here. Make sure I get aggro on everything, and then we'll kind of kite it back this way that we came from. Use my Trinket. Just need to be very careful about my Trinket here. They can get me killed really fast. I'm going to put down my Transcendence in case I need to teleport back this way. To go back into Wild Spirits, I didn't notice that it was down on the ground. We'll Healthstone, we'll Celestial Brew. Purifying, Leg Sweep, interrupt that, move them out, Health Pot, Dampen Harm. And we're still kiting actively. I'm gonna Ring of Peace them out because there's some of them casting. Okay. I did not want these bees, man. I messed this up. I should have CC'd them. I don't know why I spaced out so hard. It sucks. Oh well. We'll just kill these Reavers by themselves, because they're really deadly and dangerous. We just dispel anybody on cooldown that has the dot. Prioritizing people with 2 stacks. So here in a second I'll dispel the priest. There we go. No, Braun, why do you do this? Okay, we have so much time. And we go next pack. Just gonna do this alone as well. Celestial Brew. And we will Kyrian buff here. I tried to tab target interrupt and it did not target the one I wanted it to. Usually it targets the stuff that's casting, but that time it did not. Alright, we go next. And we Fort Brew. Celestial Brew. Gonna ring this one away from the others because it's about to die. That way the Sanguine just nowhere near it, so I don't have to worry about it too much. Trinket here because there's not too much to kite until the Sanguine starts spawning, which by then my Trinket will fall off. And then even though we have like no percentage to go, I'm probably still just going to do one more pack of trash. That way we get our Lust back off cooldown for the boss, like on pull, because I'd rather use it on pull. I'm just going to Hellstone here. Taunt him through. Also gotta remember we have Clash. I need to start pressing that button more. By the time I remember to start pressing it, the Sanguine week's gonna be over. And we'll also kill Vi here, because then we have a nice haste buff for the boss, which I think is useful. The Kyrian ability. So Arcane Torrent all that off. Spamming Purify. Targeting the Staghorn. Damaging everything. Oh my gosh. I think I got hit by the Vibe Beam. It's invisible through like the terrain. if there's any like y-axis at all. That was very scary. Okay. Thought he was about to get bounced into the boss and pull it. That would have been interesting. Your watch will clash. Whoa, look at that. We got it out of the Sanguine. And then right when our vibe buff expires, we get Lust. So that's actually really nice. And then we ideally get the CDR here, so I'm going to try to hit it. Dampen here, since we're taking damage from the relics and the boss. Also just use my Ox on Get away from the hunter because he's mind linked. I walk this way a little bit, but without pulling the boss out of the wild spirits. Drop that.
I can predict your every maneuver. Your ignorance made manifest.
Use our curing ability here.
Your every maneuver.
When the green stuff starts getting really bad here, we can actually just take the boss to a new part of the room, basically. And it helps with melee not having to worry about all the stuff on the floor. Looks like we got a mind control, but that's okay. I think we just brute force through it and focus the boss. Just paralysis them. They stop sending chaos bolts at us, and then we can leg sweep. And there we go. 16 missed. Easy time. Our DPS is not bad at all. 5.3k. That is pretty decent. And no loot. Unfortunate. It's okay. We got a renown. Let's see if anybody else gets some loot. Really want a weapon at some point. That'd be really nice. Who else got the other piece of loot? There it is. A mail helmet. Don't need that. Alright, cool. What did we get for our next key? We got a... Oh no.